Hello, good morning, and welcome everybody to another Dinger Token Cativersity episode. I'm going to try to grab the link here really quick to drop into chat. But just so you all know, like I said yesterday in the Telegram, today we're going to be going over how to swap your MetaMask's RPC settings so that you can go between the Ethereum Mainnet as well as to like Bnb Smart Chain for maybe if you want to play Legends of Dinger, or if you need to get on the ETH POW chain or some of these other EVM compatible chains. I'm going to be showing you how to access those settings, update them, and kind of where you're going to be wanting to look for ensuring that you're not going to get scammed or not going to access, a network that's going to take your keys from you sorry, I'm trying to drop the link here in the chat real quick. But it's just something that you're going to want to pay attention to, make sure that because it's similar to like connecting to a DApp, right? You don't want to connect to a DApp unless you know with certainty that you're not going to be connecting to a malicious one or one that's going to try to steal your keys, or that you're approving a DApp to be able to send or transfer or sell your tokens, and then they're just going to execute that without you. You have to worry about those similar things when connecting to a different chain entirely, as well as some other stuff. Like there's the whole conversation behind, why do blockchains have, like Bitcoin has all these nodes and has all these miners all over the place, right? And they're all securing the network. They're making it really, really expensive for anybody to do what's called a 51% attack, or spoof nodes to take over the network, and then they can manipulate transactions on chain however they want. You can't really do that with Bitcoin. It'd be really, really expensive to do with Ethereum. I don't know exactly how expensive it would be to do with Bnb Smart Chain, but Bnb Smart Chain is a hard fork of the Geth protocol. It is a little bit more centralized. There's some other components, incorporated in it, but security does change chain by chain. So that's another thing, we're not going to be going into that on this episode. We're just going to talk about how to access them, but you need to think about these things when you're accessing new chains. You need to think about how secure is this new chain. If it's like, the ones I'm going to show you today, like the ETH POW network, the Ethereum Mainnet and the Bnb Smart Chain, they're, minus the ETH POW network, I don't know how secure that one is. It's probably not very secure. But the Ethereum Mainnet and the Bnb Smart Chain are relatively secure networks. If somebody launches some new proof of work chain that's relatively low supported and you go out and connect to it, I don't know how safe that's going to be for you, but it's possible for you to do. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at today. And so just generally, the reason I pulled up this page, the difference between the Bnb Smart Chain versus the Ethereum Mainnet, right? What is the difference? They're basically the same. They're both EVM compatible chains. That's why it's really easy to access them through your MetaMask. But yeah, they do some things slightly differently. They have different block sizes. There's different levels of centralization with them, etc., etc. Some can do more transactions per second. Some can do less, blah, 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 blah. There's all these different intricacies that you can look into. But we're going to be looking into how do we connect to and disconnect from these chains. So first I'm going to show you how to disconnect, right? So what you would do is you would go into your MetaMask and you would go to, where are we here? Settings, right? And then you're going to scroll down to where it says networks. And then here are all of the networks that you're able to access, right? There's all these test nets if you want to go connect to dApps on Ethereum and see how they work on testnet. Maybe you want to try staking out. You could go stake on some testnet. Most applications develop their application on testnet first, run all of their tests, and then deploy on the mainnet. So a lot of just go talk to the teams for the protocols that you're with and say, hey, do you have this spun up on testnet? I'd love to, try it out before I actually do it with real money. You can do stuff like that. And it's really easy. And you should also have a couple of the main ETH testnets should already be populated. I have added the Binance Smart Chain Arbitrum network as well as the Ethereum Proof of Work network, right? So if you wanted to add a network or remove network, you would click this Add Network button, and that would pop you up onto this page. I had just already done that beforehand, so I'm not going to do it again right now. But yeah, so what you would do to delete them, you just look over here. You're on your Networks tab, right? Which one of these networks do I want to delete? I'm going to go ahead and delete the Binance Smart Chain. So say I connected to some new sketchy, risky, well, let's do ETH POW. New sketchy, risky, chain that I'm not sure of. I'm even connecting through a node that a friend has, so I'm like really not sure of. So I don't want to be connected to this chain anymore. I don't want them to be able to access any of my MetaMask information. So I'm going to delete that network, and there it goes. It's gone. You can do that with Binance Smart Chain. You can do it with Arbitrum, etc. To add a network, pretty easy. You just click Add Network. You're going to have to add some information. So this is where it's important to make sure that you know who you're getting the information from, right? So I'm going to be adding the Ethereum Proof of Work network back. I do trust it. It's not that secure of a network, but there's also not that much value on the network, so nobody really would want to attack it. It's just a fun place to practice altcoin trading with new tokens that have no value, basically. But you can pretend for yourself if you want to scratch that degen itch, Now you've got like 10 ETH of ETHW that you can gamble with, and it feels more fun for you or whatever. But yeah, so you add the network manually, right? So the network name, you need to look this information up from a valid source. So like go to the Ethereum Proof of Work Foundation's website, go to their Twitter account, look up their RPC settings on their main published platforms. Don't use random settings, don't use random sketchy URLs, etc., etc. So I've done that already. So I'm going to pull the network name, ETH POW, RPC URL, and this is the one time that I'm going to say it's going to be slightly different than what you're going to see on the Ethereum Proof of Work network because we're connecting through a specific node that a friend has, but everything else will be the exact same. And you would put the RPC that you see on the Ethereum network's platform. Chain ID, and then you're going to put the currency symbol, and then you're going to put the Block Explorer URL. And you hit save. And now you can connect to the Ethereum Proof of Work network, as well as your other ones. And then it's as easy as, if you want to switch between them, coming up here, popping between the networks. You can go to any of them very, very easily, and then just connect to whatever decentralized application you want to. So that is going to be all that I have today. I know it's a shorter episode than normal, only about 8 to 10 minutes, but don't want to take up too much of you all's time. It's a pretty simple thing to do. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the Telegram. Thanks again for joining us today, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and then join the Telegram at t.me/dingertoken. And you should hop in, ask any questions there. We'd love to have you. Thanks again, and hope you all have a great Wednesday morning. Thanks. See you.